Oh, what a magnificent Monday for some Monday night football. Hello and welcome back to the Backed by Bone podcast. And as always, I am your host, Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. How the fuck are you done? What's going on, pussy? So what is going on? It is Monday, September 12th, 2022. Holy fucking shit. This year is flying by. Um, and I don't even know what episode this is. I think this is episode 15. I'm just gonna guess. I don't really care. But what's going on? Yeah, I'm leaving Denver soon as of this Saturday, so it is getting fucking crazy. Got most of everything done I need to take care of. It's just kind of crazy that time has gone by this fast, and my time in Denver is almost over. But is neither here nor there. There's a topic for another day. But let's get right into it. We got a lot to talk about. So first off, I want to talk about Brian Callen and his most recent comedy special. I haven't done a comedy special review in quite a while. I think the last one was the Giannis Pappas one. So I'd watched Brian Callen's new comedy special on YouTube called Man Tears. I thought it was pretty good. I'm not gonna really spoil anything. Not that I would be able to spoil anything anyway. But out of 10, I would give it about probably like a 7. I know that's like kind of fucking. It's kind of a meme on my podcast is that I give everything a 7, but um, it was good, but it wasn't amazing. I thought it was pretty good though. I thought that was like actually my first podcast, or sorry, my first special of his that I'd watched. So I'd watched that, and then I went back and I actually watched one of his other older specials in the same day called Man Class. So Man Tears in 2022, and Man Class that was in 2012. It was just kind of interesting to see his like progression, and it's basically a 10-year difference. Um, I don't know if it's exactly 10 years, but they were both released within 10 years of each other. You know what I mean? So the filming and production that goes into it, whatever. But like you could see a lot of similarities from then to now, and a lot of things that he kept in terms of inflection in his voice and acting out his jokes and stuff like that. But you can definitely tell as of now, he's like dialed it back a little bit in terms of like high pace, like high volume. And it's just more about the delivery of the actual jokes and more of the joke writing. So it's just interesting to see his like progression as a stand-up comedian and how his approach to specials has become in joke writing. So I definitely give it a watch. Man Tears on YouTube, Brian Callen's YouTube, Brian, I think, and his last name Callen. I thought it was good. Definitely give it a watch. You can find it on YouTube. But that is for that. So next we are going into the UFC. UFC this past weekend was pretty fucking crazy, an absolute shit show. So it was UFC 279, and it was originally supposed to be Nate Diaz versus Hamzat Chimaev, but with some crazy shit that happened and Hamzat missing weight, they ended up switching the card all up. So on the main card, the fights ended up being Johnny Walker versus Ion Cutelaba. That was actually a pretty good fight. I was not sure what to expect out of that fight, but it ended up being pretty entertaining. I put some notes down here. So fight one, in round one, they were just started off by trading head kicks, which was kind of hype, and then Ion gets an early takedown. Starts dictating the pace of the fight, and then Johnny reverses the position, then gets and then gets his back, and he slams him to the ground, and then grabs his back and attempts multiple submissions, and then or he like threatens with multiple submissions, and then Johnny ends up winning by submission in the first round by rear naked choke. So a you know a good showing for Johnny Walker. He definitely needed that. He has been on a skid as of recently, so exciting fight to watch. Hopefully, Johnny Walker definitely picks it up because he's an exciting fighter. And then in fight two, we had Irene Aldana versus Macy Chiasson. Kind of a weird end to this fight. So in round one, um, Irene actually ended up getting Macy in a bunch of submission attempts. I thought she snapped her arm, but apparently um, She didn't, but Irene basically dictated the pace of the fight. And then in round two, Macy comes out throwing volume and gets an early takedown, but Irene obviously has the advantage on the ground and then keeps threatening with more submissions. So Macy ends up adjusting and getting Irene's back, and then hits some nasty ground and pound. And Irene or Macy ends up taking the round, or Macy ends the round on the top position. So I gave the round to Macy. And then round three, Macy gets a takedown early. And then in the scramble with Irene trying to get up, she does an up kick to the liver and ends up winning the fight. So um, Irene Aldana, like, she throws this weird up kick. It hits Macy Chiasson right in the fucking liver. And I've never been hit in the liver, but I guess if you get hit liver in the liver hard enough, you basically just fucking collapse. Like, you just like shuts your body down. So basically that's what happens. Kind of rough here because Macy, like, at that point in the fight was kind of like winning the round. And just kind of like a freak accident. Like, you don't train a liver kick from the ground like that. Like, that's just not how that works. Like, that's bullshit. Like, Joe Rogan was interviewing her, the winner, at the end of the fight, and he's like, "Did you train that? Like, what? That's wild." And then she's like, "Oh, we train everything, all this bullshit." And like her English isn't amazing, so she might not have like fully understood the question or was able to fully translate her thoughts. But I was like, dude, there's no way you're in a situation in training and your coach is like, "All right, now we're gonna train these up kicks and you're gonna aim for the liver." Like, that doesn't fucking happen, dude. But um, interesting fight. And then we had the third fight on the card, which is where the first switch up started. It was supposed to be Li Jingliang against Tony Ferguson, but it ended up being Li Jingliang versus Daniel Rodriguez. It was a good fight, actually really good. The first round I actually couldn't watch because the page itself wouldn't load, so I kind of got like fucked there. And then round two is very close round. I couldn't tell you who took the round. Um, it's very back and forth, stand up heavy fight here. Both very technical fighters, both very good on their feet. And then round three was a close round, but I gave the fight to Li Jingliang. But apparently Daniel Rodriguez won that fight by decision. I don't agree with it. I'm also not a professional, but I thought Li Jingliang just looked a little bit better, looked a little bit crisper, and he's landing better shots. But it is what it is. And then fight number four, which is the Kevin Holland Hamzat Chimaev fight. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but my God, did it fucking entertain. So round one, Hamzat comes out heavy with a fast takedown and overwhelms Kevin Holland. He just fucking ragdolls him all over the place, and then he just gets him in a deep Darce choke and wins in the first round. It was fucking out of control, man. Like, he literally just ran in at him, grabbed him by the fucking waist, brought him to the ground, ragdolled him all over the octagon, and got him in a Darce choke and won with 2 minutes and with 2 minutes and 13 seconds into the round. It was fucking insane. Like, I was just like, holy shit! Like, I did not expect that to happen. I thought it was gonna be more of a stand up and bang kind of war, but Hamzat just kind of went in there knowing he was much better than Kevin Holland and just fucking threw him all over the place and just did whatever he wanted and won. I don't know. And then the last fight was the main fight of the card was Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. This fight was kind of hard to watch. It was kind of like watching like your two old drunk uncles fight each other at the cookout. It's just like, if this was 2012, I would have loved to see Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson fight. But this is 2020, and both of them are old and way past their prime, so it's like kind of sad just watching them fight. But I mean, I watched it regardless. So in round one, it was pretty even, not a whole lot of action, just them like kind of figuring each other out. I mean, it's a 5 round fight, so these guys are experienced fighters and they're older, so they're not just going to blow the gas tank at the first round. Round two was very close as well. I'm not really sure who took that round. Again, these guys didn't really do a whole lot of grappling, a whole lot of wrestling, a whole lot of takedowns. It was basically just more like punching back and forth. Round three, Tony really beating up the lead leg of Nate. He was really attacking Nate's forward leg with a lot of leg kicks, and you could definitely see it taking a lot of damage on it. But Nate just kept connecting with more combos and kind of getting a little bit cleaner shots off. And then at round two, Tony shoots in for a really sloppy takedown and just kind of like sits there and lets Nate grab the guillotine. And then Nate just grabs the guillotine and fucking chokes him out, and wins the fight. This is not very, um, to me, a very entertaining fight. I thought it was just like kind of the name driven aspect of the fight, but it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But the Hamzat and Kevin Holland fight was definitely worth the wait. Excuse me. The Tony Ferguson Nate Diaz fight was not worth the wait. Um, I never want to see either of those two guys fight again. To be completely honest, I thought it was terrible. But the Hamzat Kevin Holland fight was fucking sick. But yeah, that is it for UFC 279. So the next card is going to be a fight night card with headlining Corey Hagen and Song Yadong. That is going to be a good ass fight. And it starts at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I will be in the air at that time, unfortunately. Um, I think I actually land when the main card starts because it's 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So that means the main card starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I could probably watch a little bit of the main card. We'll see. I might just be so fucking tired I'll go to sleep, but I'll let you guys know if I do watch it or not. Um, Holy shit, excuse me. The only fight I care about on this card is the Corey Sandhagen Song Yadong fight because the Giga Chikadze fight got canceled. So that's basically it. If I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I'm not gonna be too upset. But that is going to be it for the UFC. But now we are going into a new segment, which is something I've been hyping up for the past few weeks, which is the NFL. So this is the Monday morning quarterback segment of the NFL. We're going to do a quick rundown of the games, and then we are going to go over my fantasy, and then fantasy team, and then I'm going to give my picks for week 2. So the Thursday night game, which was Bills Rams, was pretty fucking hype. I actually had the Bills defense and I had the Patriots defense in my fantasy team. And at the last minute, I decided to play the Bills defense. And my God, did I fucking make a good decision. The Bills defense absolutely slaughtered the Rams, 31-10. So that was a really good game. And then we had Eagles Lions. Eagles won 38-35. Pretty crazy game here. Like no real defense. I'm surprised that both these teams put up that many numbers. I actually have AJ Brown as a wide receiver who was on the Eagles, so he was eating that whole game, and he gave me a lot of points. So thank you, AJ. Eagles looking like pretty stacked team, but their defense doesn't look that good, so we will see what happens. 49ers and Bears. Bears win 19-10. That was a fucking sloppy game because it was like pouring rain in Chicago. Trey Lance looked good, but other than that, no real standouts. I do have one player on the Bears. He was eating as well because it was also raining. So during the rain, they usually do a lot of running plays. I had let's see here. Yeah, I have Khalil Herbert. I had him on the bench, which is fine, but he was actually eating on Sunday, so he played really well. So good for him. Uh, I'll definitely keep him as a weapon as well. And then we have Steelers Bengals. Steelers win 23-20 in an OT. The Bengals did not look good. A whole lot of turnovers. I do have Boyd, the wide receiver from Cincinnati. He actually played really well. I had him on the bench, which I guess I should have played him. I would have gotten more points, but it is what it is. He had 7 targets, 4 receptions, 33 yards, and a tutty. So he played really well, but I guess the rest of the Bengals just not really playing that well. So good for the Steelers. And then this is unfortunate. We had the Dolphins Patriots. Dolphins win 20-7. I kind of figured this was going to happen because a lot of hype for the Dolphins coming into the season. So I figured they'd be riding high off of that and like get like that honeymoon phase and play really well. Whereas the Patriots are probably going to be a little bit of a slow starter this year and really ramp it up towards playoffs. So I'm not too worried about the Patriots, but it just makes that division a little bit more exciting. So we'll see. Then we had Browns Panthers. Browns win 26-24. Um, kind of an all over the place game, but I do have a player on the Browns. I got Nick Chubb, and he was eating 22 rush attempts, 141 yards, 1 target, uh, 1 reception. I think he did. He have a tutty? Can't tell if he had a tutty. Either way, he played really well for me. He actually got me 15.3 points, so he played really well. So that's awesome. Kind of sucks to see Baker Mayfield lose, but it is what it is. And then we had the Colts Texans game. It was actually a tie, 20-20. This game was all over the place, and the kicker for um, the Colts, he missed like a bunch of fucking field goals. So it was just a fucking sloppy mess. Rodrigo Blankenship. I don't know if anyone has him as a kicker, but I would drop his ass right now. I have Mo Alley Cox, who is the tight end um, for the Indianapolis Colts, and he didn't really do much. So I might not keep him. Saints Falcons. Saints win 27-26. It was a pretty good game. I don't have anybody in that game, so don't really care. Didn't really seem like a massive standout affair either. So um, you know, congratulations to the Saints. They made the Ravens at the Jets. Ravens win 24-9. I don't have any players in that game, and also what can I say? It's the Jets. They do not look good. Um, it's the Ravens. And then we had the Washington Commanders against the Jaguars. Commanders win 28-22. We will see what happens once the Commanders get Chase Young back. I think their defense is going to be a whole lot better, but as of right now, with him out, their defense takes a massive hit. Both of those teams seem to play pretty well, though, so that's cool. And then we have the Vikings Packers. Vikings beat the Packers 23-7. Packers looking pretty rough without Devontae Adams. Pretty surprising that they lost that poorly though. So I think it might take a little while for the Packers to ramp up here, but Vikings were looking pretty good. And then we had the New York Giants beating the Tennessee Titans 21-20. I don't have any players in this game. Actually, I do. I have Robert Woods, who is a wide receiver for the Titans. He only got me 2.3 points, so I might drop his fucking ass because he did not do shit. He was projected 13 points and he got 2, so might just drop him. This game, what can you say? Both of these teams I don't like, nor and they kind of suck. So I mean, the only person I would like to have it interested in is Saquon Barkley, who's the running back for the Giants. But I mean, he was probably popping off, so it's whatever. And then we had the Raiders Chargers. Chargers beat the Raiders 24-19, which kind of sucks. But I have Devontae Adams in my league, and he actually had a really good game. He got me 30 points when he was projected 17. So yeah, it sucks that the Raiders lost, but I still came out ahead with a really good Devontae Adams game. So is what it is. I think the Raiders are going to be better throughout the season, but we will see. They made the Chiefs Cardinals. Now this is really the game that fucking set me over the top. The Chiefs beat the Cardinals 44-21. I have Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback, and god damn am I fucking happy I picked him. He had 360 passing yards, 5 fucking passing touchdowns, 3 rushing attempts, and 5 rush yards. The man got me 34 fucking points. He was only projected 24. He was eating. I mean, he just popped off, and I'm so glad I have him. He's really going to help me out through this year. And then we have the Sunday night game, which was the Buccaneers versus the Cowboys. Buccaneers beat the Cowboys 19-3. I watched the highlights of this game this morning when I was doing cardio at the gym because I did not stay up late to watch the game. It was pretty entertaining, to say the least. I think Dak Prescott got hurt though, and he might be out again, which is really fucking unfortunate. So, might just be a really piss poor year for the Cowboys yet again. The Buccaneers did not look phenomenal, um, but they looked pretty on point. Like they were making a decent amount of completions. It wasn't the best game by either teams by any fucking means, but you could see some like light in the Buccaneers camp. Tom Brady looking on point, Mike Evans looking on point, Leonard Fournette looking on point. I think they just kind of need to up the progression of the O line, and then the defense needs to make some better stops. But I don't know. We'll see. And then tonight is the Monday night game, which is the Broncos versus the Seahawks. I do not have any players on this game. Nor do I really care about this game, but I'll probably watch a little bit before I fall asleep. Um, I just think it's an interesting game though, because I always liked Russell Wilson. I don't really give a shit about the Broncos, but the Broncos made some interesting acquisitions in the offseason, including Russell Wilson. So the Denver is playing at Seattle, Russ's old barn. Um, so we'll see what happens. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to watch probably the rest of the highlights tomorrow morning when I'm doing cardio. But the way I see it right now, fuck. I don't know who wins this game. I want to say Seahawks because it's Seahawks home advantage and they got DK Metcalf, but it's hard for me to bet against Russell Wilson. You know what? I'm gonna go Seahawks. Fuck it. I'll go Seahawks. All right. And then we are going to go quick over my fantasy and how I did. So week one of my fantasy matchup, I have 139.80 points, and my opponent has 102.86. He has, as of right now, one more player to actually play, and it is DK Metcalf, and he's projected to get 12.60 points. So if he gets at that projection or lower, I basically win. Yahoo says I have a 98% chance to win week one, which is kind of nice. Um, and I don't like, so he has to basically get 40 points to win this. And I mean, it's possible, but I highly doubt it. So, I did not expect my team to do this well. I also didn't expect to win week one. After my initial draft, I thought my team was pretty lackluster. But after looking at the week one performances of my team, my opponent's team, and the rest of the league, pretty happy with how my team performed and pretty happy that I won week one. So I just want to kind of keep up that winning streak and just make some good decisions. So, players that really stood out for me were Patrick Mahomes, Devontae Adams, and AJ Brown. They all really played really well. Obviously, Nick Chubb as well. And then the Buffalo defense. Everyone else that I had started kind of fucking screwed me over. So Ellie Mitchell, he actually got hurt, so he didn't play very well. Mamali Cox didn't play very well. Robert Woods didn't play very well. Justin Tucker, the kicker, didn't play super well. And that's about it. So I'm going to be switching things around. And I think I am. Fuck, I need to get another running back, so I'll keep an eye out on the waiver wire, but should be interesting. All right, so let me take a sip of water here, and then I will go over week two and my picks really quickly. All right, week two, we are starting off with the Thursday night game. It is it's Chargers at the Chiefs. After watching the Chiefs absolutely dominate the Cardinals, it's hard for me not to go with the Chiefs, so I am putting the Chiefs here. Patriots at Steelers. I think the Steelers win this. I'm a Patriots fan, and I think the Patriots are a better team, but this is their second game and is also on the road. They're going into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh notoriously pretty good at home, so I'm going to give it to the Steelers. Panthers at New York Giants. I do not know about this game. If I was a betting man, I would not fucking touch this game with a fucking 20-foot pole. I'll go Giants here. Jets at the Browns. I'm going the Browns because it is always fade the Jets. Sorry, Ben. Um, we're looking at Colts Jaguars, another game that I would not want to touch because after watching the Colts play like that, it was pretty depressing. I do think the Colts are a better team overall, and they will ramp up throughout the season. So I'm going to go Colts here. Then we've got the Dolphins at the Ravens. I think the Dolphins played well week one, but not well enough to squeak a win out from the Ravens at home. Going the Ravens. Buccaneers at Saints. I am going to go with the Buccaneers here. You can never fade Tom Brady. Washington Commanders versus or at the Detroit Lions. I'm going to give this. This is kind of tough. I would say because the Lions actually ran the ball pretty well. I would say if Chase Young was in and healthy, that the Commanders definitely win this game. But I'm gonna go with Lions here. Fuck it, why not? We'll go Detroit. And then we got Seahawks Niners. This is going to be tough because I haven't seen how the Seahawks play, but Niners are pretty good at home, so I'm gonna go with the 49ers. And then we've got Falcons at LA Rams. It was a pretty tough game for week one for the Rams, but they were also playing against Buffalo, who is a Super Bowl favorite. So I'm going to give it to the Rams here. I think they bounce back pretty heavy. Then we got Cardinals Raiders. Cardinals at the Raiders. Oof, that's a good fucking matchup here. Um, oof, I don't know because both of these guys are coming off a loss. This is going to be a tough game. Oof, oof, oof. Um, damn, I want the Raiders to win, but well, the Cardinals. Excuse me. The Cardinals don't have D Hop because I guess he got fucking suspended doing some crazy off the field shit. So I'm gonna go Raiders here. I think Devontae Adams is unstoppable. So Raiders. Texans at the Broncos. Texans are not a good team. Broncos are hopeful. So I'm gonna go Broncos, even though I have not seen them play. And then we have the Bengals at the Cowboys. If Dak Prescott was not injured, I would say Cowboys, but that's because of how the Bengals played. They played terrible. I'm going to go Bengals here since they do not have their starting quarterback on the Cowboys. So Bengals. Then we've got the Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers. I know Aaron Rodgers did not have a good week one, but this is at Lambeau against the Bears. And as Aaron Rodgers has said before, he owns the Bears. So I'm going Packers here. I think they're going to smash them. Then we have the we have 2 Monday night games? That's kinda fucking weird. Okay, whatever. Maybe Google Maps or Google is wrong, whatever. We got Titans at the Bills. I think Titans absolutely get stomped by the Bills this game, so, I'm going Buffalo. And then we have Vikings at the Eagles. I'm gonna go Eagles here. I think this is an interesting matchup. I think, it's gonna be an offense-heavy game, so I'm going Eagles here, so and I'm hoping AJ Brown just gets a bunch of fucking receptions. But that is my picks for week 2. All right. And then what is next here? Next, I think we're going to be going into League of Legends here. All right. And getting into the League of Legends, we had the LEC Finals, which I did not expect going the way it did. So in the LEC Finals, Rogue ended up actually 3-0ing G2. I watched basically all of this, and it was pretty fucking surprising how it went down. Um, Game one, Rogue just came out fucking blazing and absolutely shit all over him, and that just kind of they rode the momentum from that entire fucking game one, excuse me, all the way to the end. I mean, I don't know, they just played way better, and I was watching I Will Dominate during this because he was live viewing it, and he said something that I kind of agree with, which was he said if Rogue wins, it's good for the LEC, which I think it is good for the LEC because one, a new organization finally won the finals, which is good, and two, a lot of the players in that team finally got their first championship. So Otawamne, who is the top laner of Rogue, has been playing this game for so fucking long. He's been on so many teams. He's been a mainstay in the LEC, and he's been one of the best performing top laners ever since he got into the league. So he's been to so many finals, and he's lost so many of them. So for him to finally win like this in a dominant fashion, and he was such an integral part of the win, was definitely awesome. So great for. Storyline there. The jungler Malrong, I mean, good for him. I'm not super invested in him. The mid laner Larson, finally showing that he is one of the best mid laners in the European scene. He's kind of been like, right outside the cusp because there's always like Caps, humanoid, Niski, always like looking at like those guys historically are the best mid laners, perks as well. But now him winning a title definitely solidifies him as one of the best mid laners in the league. And then Comp and Trimby are just like younger guys that definitely played so fucking well that it was so nice to see them win. So yeah, it sucks for G2 because out of the LEC they're my favorite team, but it's nice to see somebody else win, and it's nice to see those guys win as well. So that was dope. If you want to watch back the 3-0, it's pretty entertaining regardless. But it was cool to see. Definitely cool to see. I definitely liked watching that. And congratulations to them. Definitely big for the organization as well because they were always looked at as chokers, and the Rogue organization as a whole never really looked at as like one of the top organizations in League of Legends. But now that they won a championship, finally they can get some fucking respect that they deserve. So, good for them. I don't really see them in any other esports that much. So, I think League of Legends is their main staple. So, good for them. And then we are on to the finals of the LCS. Another 3-0. This time Cloud9 took the 3-0 pretty fucking heavy-handedly. Again, this is a heavy-handed 3-0, and I like to see that because I'm a Cloud9 fan. I want them to beat 100 Thieves regardless. I really like the Cloud9 team. Again, the storylines here are pretty fucking cool. So Jensen coming back. This is his first year back into pro play after taking a long time off, and he played really fucking well. In game one, he was 5-0-5 on the LeBlanc, dominating. Game two, 1-3 and 14 on the Zillion. Completely different style of play, completely different champion. Still, playing really well. Second most assists on his team, so obviously he had a massive impact. And then game three he was on the Zillion again, 21 assists, 1-3 and 21, most assists in the game. As you could tell, he just had a massive impact for his team, really able to play two sides of the coin, whether it's the assassin pop off, picking a side lane character where he has to play very mechanically, or it's the more supportive utility based mid laner with the Zillion, where he's, putting the time, um, the ulti, whatever the fucking revive is, and the bombs on the other champions, and zoning them out from the fight. You could really tell that his gameplay has not dropped off at any means. So cool to see for him coming back, proving in again that he is, a top tier mid laner and world class as well. And this is actually his first LCS title with Cloud9. So if you guys don't know, he was on Cloud9 for the longest time, got to the finals multiple times, never won, and then he went over to Team Liquid, and then he won multiple titles there, and then he kind of got benched, and then took a step back from Pope play, and then he came back to Cloud9, played really well this year, and he finally got his Cloud9 title. So it's kind of really nice wrapping it up for him on that front. Also, Blabber, proving that he is like the best jungler in North America, solidifying that and the most winningest jungler in North America. So really cool to see a North American player really rise to prominence like that in a North American league that's so full of imports. Fudge winning, obviously good for him, proving he's the best top laner. Sven going from ADC to support and getting another title. He's kind of really racking him up now. He's a big part. And then Berserker, you know what I mean? Just goes to show that he is insanely talented, and it was such a good idea for him to come over to the LCS, get that fucking bag, and also get that fucking LCS title dub. So good for them. Kind of sucks for 100 Thieves, kind of like those guys, but they will be at Worlds, so don't worry about it. They get another chance to pop off. But yeah, it was really nice 3-0 stomp here. Let's take a look at Berserker. Game one, he played the Zeri 4-0 and 6. Game two on the Sivir 6-0 and 11. And then game three, 13-1 and 7 on the Sivir. He only died once this entire fucking series. It's pretty fucking crazy. He's a monster. But yeah, it was a good series. Definitely check it out if you guys get a chance. Watch the highlights. It was a good time. But yeah, that is going to be it. And then we are going to get into the anime and manga. Anime, I've been basically trying to catch up as much as possible. I might watch a little bit more tonight. Can't guarantee that though, because I think I'm going to watch a little bit of that football game. But I'm just kind of like slogging through it. There's a couple series this season that I really like. Apparently, Isekai Oji-san is on a hiatus until November. Guess something really crazy is going on with their production studio. I'm not really sure 100% what's happening, but I guess we will see when it comes back. Don Machi's getting pretty good. Overlord's getting pretty good. I am behind on Call of the Night and Classroom of the Elite Season 2, as well as Devil as a Part-Timer Season 2, but that's okay. I can watch those pretty quickly. I'm honestly just, again, more excited for Fall 2022, this next season that's coming out. Got Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho 100 Season 3, The Eminence in Shadow, Blue Lock, Just a lot of good shit coming out, my man. So it's gonna be a dope season. So keep your eyes peeled. But for my anime recommendation of the week, I am going to give an oldie but a goodie. This is going to be IGPX Immortal Grand Prix. Came out in 2005. This is a series that me and my brother watched when we were kids. Absolutely loved it. So it's got 13 episodes, and it premiered in fall of 2005. Looks like October is when it started. So this was done by Production IG for the studio. The genres are action, drama, and sci-fi, mecha, and racing. Really good shit here. Let me just give off the synopsis really quickly. So in the year 2048, people are raving about a fighting race called Immortal Grand Prix, or IGPX for short, which is faster and more exciting than any existing motorsports. The phenomenon is so big that an entire city was built for the racing industry, where competitions take place on a huge track. In the Immortal Grand Prix, two teams of three IG machines, high-tech humanoid mechs driven by humans, race at speeds greater than 400 kilometers per hour. I think that basically translates to around 200 miles per hour, maybe more. Um, the teams make 3 laps of a 60-kilometer course while intercepting the opponents as they vie for a first place finish. The best performance, the best pilots, and the best teamwork are the only factors that can make them the winners. I think this is a really fun series. Definitely worth checking out. Really good animation for the time. A little bit backstory on this. So this was actually a like conjoined effort, I do believe, between yeah, it says it was uh, a series co-produced by Production IG and Cartoon Network, um, which is also why I know about this because it premiered on Toonami and Cartoon Network. So this was like a production mishmash of American and Japanese, and it ended up coming out really good. So I definitely think you guys should take this, give this a watch. Um, really good fucking stuff here. Really unique. Really interesting um, look on, sports racing mech, and then just like some really cool fucking designs. I give this one like 8.5 out of 10. You guys should definitely check it out. It is called IGPX, or Immortal Grand Prix. Um, Not a whole lot of episodes here. You guys can kind of smash this in a day. It is 13 episodes, so definitely keep a lookout on this. So there was original like mini series before this with 5 episodes if you wanted to watch that as well, but they were pretty short. But um, my anime list gives this a 7.08. I think it's 8, 8.5. So definitely check it out. Definitely something super cool for the time. Um, Super unique, really cool character design, really cool robot design, really cool idea. So take a look at this one, guys. I would love to see this make a resurgence, but I don't think it'll ever happen. But who knows? Especially with animation nowadays, it would look so fucking sick. But it is what it is. So IGPX 8, 8.5 out of 10. Check it out. Get your fucking cock wet. All right. So on to the manga recommendation. I actually stumbled across this the other day and haven't really read um much of it, but I just like read a little bit of the first chapter, and it looks really fucking cool. It looks like really interesting. Unfortunately, it is a basically an isekai series, but bear with me here on this one. Don't completely tune out yet. So this is called the Saga of Lioncourt. So let me read this off really quickly. Tanaka was a salaryman who lived an average life. His life came to an end when he was 41 years old, or it was supposed to apparently. But when he comes to his senses, he was standing in a world that resembled medieval Europe. There was no heating system, and food was eaten with your hands. On top of all that, pigs ran wild in the city. And what did the pigs eat? Shit. Okay, it's such a weird writing. And in this harsh world, Tanaka would live his second life as Varian de Lioncourt. Will this average salaryman be able to survive? So as of right now on Manga Nato, it's got 22 chapters translated. I guess it was originally a light novel. Manga Nato gives us a 4.48 out of 5. I'd say that's about on point. Um, just kind of interesting here. So again, I didn't read a whole lot of it. I did look at the prologue and I looked at the first chapter. Really cool art style here, and I'm kind of just interested to read more. And I mean, the character design I'm looking at it right now is pretty fucking cool. So I'm just interested in reading more, interested in what's going on, and yeah, I'll let you guys know. But I'm going to give it as of right now. I can't give it a rating, but I'm just going to give it a recommendation. You guys should check it out. And again, it was called The Saga of Lioncourt. Um, Definitely seems pretty fucking cool. So I'm definitely gonna be checking it out, and I'll let you guys know as I read more. But that is it for that. I think that's it for the recommendations. Yeah, so it is September 12th. I will be leaving Denver on the 17th of December. Sorry, it's September 12th, and I'll be leaving this Denver on the 17th of September, not December. I'm fucking retarded. Um, yeah, so basically, it's come to an end. Time here in Denver has come to an end. It's bittersweet. It's sad, but it is time to go back home, rediscover my roots, hang out with my family, save some money, and plan my next move in life. Me and my brother are going to check out Austin in October. We're going to a live filming of the Trash Taste podcast. We're going to check out Austin for like a week, check and see how cool it is. Not with the intentions of being like, oh, I'm checking it out to move here, but more the intentions to check it out just to check it out and like see how cool it is. And if we feel like we want to move there, then maybe we'll make some plans. But I think me and him are going to plan some trips around the country in terms of cool places we wanted to check out and see where we want to end up in life. And he's pretty set right now in Rhode Island, but I'm going to try and convince him otherwise and see if we can get him. I mean, I want to travel. You know what I mean? And I want him to be there with me because I really like being with him and really like having him around. And I think it'd be a really cool experience for me and him to travel across the country together, if not the world. Um, and that's just kind of my goal for him and I, and hanging out and doing cool stuff. And I got no problem vegging around the apartment and hanging out, but there are times when I definitely want to look back and be like, damn, we just fucking went to these cool places and traveled the world. So get a good balance there. But again, we will see what happens. But as of right now, the focus is to get out of Denver and to save money and plan my next move for my life. So however long that takes is however long it takes. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Um, but yeah, I think that is going to be the end of the podcast, guys. Again, this is Chris, aka Don Burgundy on the internet. This has been the Back to by Bone podcast. I appreciate everyone listening who does listen to this. I don't know who it is, but if you do, give me a shout out on social media. Fucking, post on my fucking Instagram. Um, you know, comment on my shit, fucking whenever you listen to it, just share it on your story or something like that. I would really appreciate it. Not in the sense of like, oh, I think it's really going to help me blow up, but more in the sense of it's going to be good motivation for me, and like knowing that people actually listen and care and support me, it's going to make me feel really good and just spread more positivity. So if anybody does listen, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. And I am out of here. I will catch you guys next week. I will be doing podcasts on Mondays now, so I can do my Monday morning quarterback armchair section or whatever, so I can talk about the NFL basically. Because if I do it on Sunday, I won't be able to talk about all the games. So whatever, it is what it is. Hold on. Jesus. Oh my God, sorry for all the audio listeners. I just sneezed. I'm so sorry. All right, guys. Well, all the links in the description down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share to your fucking friends. Blast this shit out the car window as you're driving down the highway, screaming at the top of your lungs. Fucking smack your grandma in the mouth and tell her to fucking subscribe. I don't know what you got to do, but you got to fucking do it. So thanks again, guys. I will catch you next week. Peace.